only if I go for my copy, come here, I get to see all these various paste options that doesn't show up when we choose the cut. Okay, what is this paste special? It's also a button. This is was I mean this operation only I was supposed to talk about yesterday, but before that, let's just see this option onto the top. When you had opened up this particular menu to really say it was focusing on your formulas. One time it was focusing only on the values, some paste like paste as picture, linked picture, and all of those were there, right? Many of the options will be here. Maybe the picture and all is no, those options are not here. See, all using the source theme. Like we were having like source column widths or maybe no borders. See, no borders is all except borders. I want to keep my column widths is this one. Maybe my formulas and number formats. I want to retain maybe values and number formats, only formulas, only values, some formats. And yes, these two you won't be able to, even if I explain now, it's a big like validation is something what you can have a set up a data validation on your data. Like as in you can control what kind of data has been entered onto the Excel sheet. You can control that having a rule over there or having a condition on the specific columns as to maybe it has to that particular column should contain a text value or that particular column should contain any number, could be like a whole number, decimal, or maybe the column should contain only a date. So all of those validations are here. Comments and notes. Comments and notes, I could add a comment here. I could do that. I'll maybe like see here. I'll just come here or maybe any the first one, right click. I can go for a new comment. I could add it. Maybe I'll just say shortcuts like Excel shortcuts. So whenever a person comes here, he just forwards, he's going to see that. Okay. Or even if he is just selecting that particular cell, he's going to see that. Similarly, what is a note? Similar option only. I can, I can just say it's an Excel shortcut for cut, maybe. I know it's quite lame, but just to make you all see it, that's what. Okay, both of them, when you're going to really hover your mouse over that particular cell, you're going to see that. It's going to really, if you want to copy the comments also, that's what you're going to do there. But what is it of main relevance that I really want to discuss with you all is that operation over there. Operation which really the 4 mathematical operations over here. As of now, by default, it's always none. There are 4 of them. You can try this. I'll tell you how to do that. And yes, if you are going to paste this as a link, it's there. Not as a picture, that option is not there. But paste as a link is obviously there. Transpose you have. Any blanks are there in your selection. You could skip them. You could just check this option, get the job done. So that's there. Transpose, why I really stressed upon yesterday was, one reason was when you are going to learn about H lookup, you would be needing transpose. Now transpose, you could switch the rows to columns or vice versa. Using 2 ways you can do it. One is if you're using a version like from 2021 and ahead, you're using 2021, you have a built-in Excel function called transpose. But the earlier versions before 2021, the transpose function is supported. So the ones who are having the earliest one, they cannot if you're having like older one, the 2019, 16, 14, 13 and all, there the transpose function won't work. But then the space special is there from time immemorial. Like when the day when your Excel was really started off, it's now a news has been coming up like this September last day. I guess 30th September is the 40th year of Excel. That's what the news has been getting circulated now. Not really, I didn't go to the root of it, whether it's true or not, but it's been told. So that transpose option, even if you're using an older one, you could use it from the paste special option. You don't have to worry that your Excel version is not supporting that transpose function. Anyway, lots of talking done. Let me just show you how this operation is going to work out. I'll show you for one. You can just repeat the one for the rest of the operations. I'll go for the multiply. But how am I going to do the multiply? I'll tell you. Say suppose, let's convert this. Not, I don't want this data, maybe. Or okay, never mind. I want to, let's say a value 10 is there. I want to multiply 10 to each of these values. Okay, I'm going to do that. Two ways are there. I want to multiply 10 to each of these values. That's what is my notion. I could do it two ways. One is just come here with an equal to sign. I have to start with an equal to sign. Only then Excel will understand that whatever follows equal to sign is some sort of calculation that it needs to work upon. So here A1 into C1. Job done. I can just drag it over here, but then it will all show me 0 because when the second calculation, it's something like A2 into C2. C2, there is no value. But my value 10 is available in C1 only. In fact, and for all of these, it is seeing that we are seeing that your A1 to A11, that is keeping on changing. But the one after your multiplication sign, it's also equally changing. I shouldn't allow it to happen because I want to multiply 10. Sorry, sir. Can you repeat? I didn't hear you. Or was it some random talk? Okay, what I need to do is for each of these calculations, the cell reference after your multiplication sign, it should always refer to your C1 only. How could you make that happen? There is something called your absolute referencing. Don't worry. As of now, just understand it's just that you are going to freeze a particular cell reference in your calculations. Okay. More of it, we have a session. I'll discuss about it in detail. Okay, what is the one? If we have to suppose to freeze that C1 cell, I should apply, like I should add a dollar symbol before C, that is before my column alphabet, as well as in front of my row number. And now if I really drag, I am going to get the proper values. This is one lengthier process. Okay, you might think it's a quite easy one, just that I did one calculation, like I did a multiplication in the first row, and then maybe I just fixed up the C1 to an absolute referencing. Maybe I freezed it and this, I just dragged it across the column. Job done. But still, I'll say it's a bit of a lengthy process. There's one more way. I'll show you how. Okay, but before going there, what do you think has happened when I dragged it from 1 minute? It was like this, right? I dragged it from the D1 cell. I dragged it like at the end. When we are in the D1 cell, I come to the right hand corner. I do see a bold plus sign. Okay. And I am dragging it. What do you think has happened? Anyone? Just guess it out. It's okay. Even if you're wrong, I'm there to help you out.
Copy or paste the answer.
Yes. I'll do a undo and then show you. See here, it's your A1 into $C$1. Here and all, it was just after the multiplication signs, just your C2, C3 and all. Whenever we are like the right hand, this bold plus is there, I'm just going to drag it to any number of like your values, that whole range, what is it going to do is whatever is there in the first cell is just going to get copied over the subsequent cells. Okay, it's not only true for your column, like from top to bottom. I could get it from your right to like across this row wise also I could do it. Anyway, what is it happening? We are just copying the formula or the function. See, every other cell is now after my multiplication sign is having your $C $1. This is something like, okay, I could even do it like say if I keep 1, 2, if I drag it, it's just going to copy. I do have an option to change this to a series as well. Okay, I'll come this to a later course, but then this is how the copy really happens. When you don't really select a series or something, if you just want to copy either the value, because here background there is no function or formula. Had it been there, it would have got copied. But here is just a numerical value. 2 is just getting copied over the entire range until the place I had kept it dragging, it went off, right? It's just a copying. We are changing it to a series, that's different part. That's another topic. But whenever you are dragging it like this, the bold plus and all, that dragging is nothing but you are copying either the value or the function or formulae from the first cell to the place or to the cell until where you have dragged in. Clear? Okay. Now I will go for the one which I had intended to show you all. Okay. Yeah. I'll come here. I wanted to multiply 10 to each of these numbers now. So I have come to C1. I'll go for Control C. Then select this entire range. Okay. Come over to the paste special. I'll just go for multiply and okay. Job done. Yes. Don't worry. I can repeat the process once again for you all. See, I want to multiply 10 to each of these numbers. So the common multiplier is your 10. I came to that particular cell where it's available. So I went for a copy over here. I could go for this option also. I just Control C or copy. Then I'm going to paste this. Sorry, not paste, sorry. I'm just going to select this entire range of values where that multiplication is going to happen. I'll come to my paste special. Paste special comes up only when you're copy, not cut. Here operation as of now it's none. I'll go for my multiply and say okay. I have got the result in front of me. What it does is the result gets like, or let me say the input values are overridden by your output values. But then if you want to retain your input and you want to keep your input and output as separate columns, there is a way. I'll go for undo as of now. I'll just copy this one over here. Okay. Now just see this to be as an input. This is your output column to be. So come here, copy, select this, go over to paste special, maybe multiply or add any option you may try. Okay. Maybe you want to try divide, go ahead. So you have got your input values as well as your output values. It's very much similar to like applying a 10% on the sales value. I can try it off. I mean, a real-time example is that what will be like I want to apply regardless of what product the sales really referring to, because not every other product in general they have the same discount percentage being applied. Every other, say if our company is selling, say suppose 20 products, maybe under some two categories or let's say three categories, Maybe category wise or at product level, the discount is really going to change. It won't be the same. It cannot be the same. But if regardless of what the we are not bothered about like applying the discount at your product level or at your category level, if I want to have the same amount of discount to be applied to all my products, I could use this option. Or maybe I am thinking of giving a bonus, maybe a 5% bonus to my staff, maybe my staff. I could apply it, just their salary column will be there, right? We could apply maybe 5% of that salary and get a bonus column calculated. Can we do that using this option?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay. So this was the one that I wanted to show you all yesterday. Wait, what is left off here in the pay special? Nothing. Yeah, we are done with it. Okay. So our first ribbon, which is your clipboard, is done. Okay, any questions on that, or shall I move on to the font?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am. That's what I'm asking.
Ma'am,
Anyone has doubts, they can.
ma'am, in this, we have selected only one column, right? If it is possible, while we are selecting two columns,
Your voice is breaking, ma.
ma'am, now it is audible.
Voice is breaking. Would you mind typing your doubt in the meeting chat?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Because if you're speaking 5 words, I'm able to hear two words maybe. So if you're typing it in the chat, I'll be able to read and answer your question. Are you typing? Okay, I'll be there. If she finishes typing, let me know. Acha, done. Okay. Uh, it will be like a single to the whole of it, ma. That's what is the general operation all about. If you're going to multiply two columns, easiest way is there. Like the previous time when I told like it's a bit of a lengthy, that's the general way everyone follows. Like just multiplying this A and B means I'll come here A1 into B1. That's how. And I will just drag it over here. Job done. That's a general, just for your thing, I told it's a bit of lengthier, but it's actually not a lengthier one. It's something that you will be coming across every other day, multiplying or adding or subtracting and all. This is the, like if two columns are really involved, this is the best way. But if like a single value is there, then also I'll suggest this is also one of the way. Another way is very much there with your pay special, that operations are there. Without operations also you can manage. Without operations also you can manage. Okay. Now coming over to the font, what is it? Not much of a like, it's not of much explanation is required for you, but then okay. Now let me have all of this selected, or the whole of it, let's just select. I can alter the font over here. See at the background how the font style is really changing. See, I could select any of them, but I will suggest don't try out all sorts of circus over here, because many of the companies, they will have a certain template to be followed, certain font style, font size, all of those will be already predefined. So go ahead and use them. Okay. Same way about here also, I could make it big, small, everything I could do. This is something of a like a menu option is there. Just on to the right, you have two A's, right? The bigger size A is increasing the font. The smaller size capital A is your reducing the font. Font size, not style, size. Okay, here, what about these three? Bold, italic, like a slanting, and an underline. Underline also, again, you have a double. If anyone wants to go in for a double underline, they can try. And yes, I will get, it's like a small switch on and off button. Okay, nothing else. Okay, then you are having borders. You may, like yesterday also, while I was showing the paste special, there's a option like no borders. A paste option was there. At that time, I had come over here. You may add borders if you want, you may add. But in general, if it's a table structure, you are adding borders, it looks really good. Clean look it gives me. And if you want to add one on top of the other means, please go it for no borders and then try. Like one on top, at times we might not able to understand what's really going on. See, it's just a thick border. So various options are really there over here. Okay. Almost like 5. So 8 plus almost 13 variety like variations are there. You may choose from here the one which you looks you feel okay. Apart from this also you have something that you want to try on your own, go ahead. You have a line style, the border style. You may choose a specific color for the border line. If there is something border you want to erase them, you can use this. And yes, you have in few more like border and border grid and all. That's something extra customization that you want to really add. Okay, on a very basic level or maybe on a plain, I'll just say that bluntly, don't waste your time on all these things because they're in a day-to-day life, definitely there are much more important things to be focused on rather than just beautification of your report. Beautification, yes, it is equally important. I'm not saying it's not important, but it's just a small piece of the cake, like icing on the cake only, not the entire cake. Okay, so don't waste on this. Okay, I'll go for no borders. There are two colorings you're seeing. One is a bucket and there is that something A. Understand, see that bucket is all nothing but the background color of any cell. It's being called as fill color. Color the background of the cells to make it stand out. Yeah, we can do it. Like here, I've already got my yellow. Maybe I'll change it to the one. But added the background color should be in such a way that it's not hitting your eye. Maybe the orange is bit of hitting my eye and your this writing it should be a proper contrast like I should be able to see the writing as well. Okay, like if I keep here red, the first column I won't be able to see the value now. So have a like proper idea in mind as to what kind of color. Maybe if your workplace they already have some predefined, follow that. Okay, because generally people are they have there are lots of templates at many places which they follow. We are to really go ahead with that. So that's a background color. I went for a no fill. Okay, no fill means background no color. Okay, and one small thing over here, these are the colors that are already there. You may choose any of them. Now I am saying this for understanding of the colors, not for the background color. If now these are the ones that are already being given, I may choose from here. But if say suppose I'm not satisfied with the coloring that is being given here, again I'm saying I'm talking on a generic note, not based on the background color of a cell, not on that. You may, if you want, if you want to go for variant, I mean, different variations of the same color. Maybe the blue color, which you are seeing here, like in the standard one, or we are in the standard one only. If it's there, go ahead, choose. But if you are not really happy with the blue color, na, maybe select the blue, choose what variation you want, what color. You will be able to see the color, the preview over here and the corresponding hex code. Every other color will have this RGB like your red, green and blue. This count will be there and your hex code. You can either use your RGB or your hex code. Okay. definitely many of your dashboards and all, people might have used some contrasting colors, some gradient colors they might have used. So if at all we are being given some dashboard, if I want to know what is that color, maybe I don't see the color from here, or I am not able to see the color from here as well. So always remember to go to more colors, go to the custom and find out the hex code. Okay, that's going to help you. That's really going to help you out to find out the color which he or she or any other person has used onto their dashboard. Okay, so this allows you, or the name itself it says custom. I can customize. I need not be using the standard colors. I will definitely, if I want, I can go for some customization. Not here. Because when some values you are really displaying on screen, maybe in some, you will know what's a table format, or maybe in a normal range of cells and all. Not too much of circus you shouldn't do here. Okay, because just for some time, just think in other person's shoes. Maybe you are presenting this particular report in maybe a conference room. Okay, just think of the person who is sitting at the last chair, maybe the far end chair is sitting. He should be able to see the board properly. Maybe there are few persons who are color blind. Generally people don't display, they don't really reveal, they don't disclose that they are color blind, but we should be always aware of such things and be really, we should be thinking, okay, is this a color blind, is it going to hit my eye, is it looking pleasant? Because at the end of the day, when you are making these coloring changes and all, na, after doing the color changes, sit back for a second and then see, okay, is it looking good to me? Is it really pleasant to my eyes? Then yes, go ahead. Because you are the first recipient of your work. Okay. So few, not philosophical, I'm not talking philosophical, most practical thing only I'm talking about. So first understand what it is, and more of it, it's not like understanding, is just for basic instinct. Does it look good? Is it really too much of a flashy? Think about and then decide. Okay, all good?
Ma'am.
Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here I'd used red, but then don't go for red. Again, saying just like in our childhood days in school and all, our teachers were using red for corrections, right? Our papers and all, no? So be very much careful about using the red, because red in general, these Excel reports or any of the BI reports, it's all something like a loss or something is a danger, something is an error, all those things. Something like a danger. So don't be careful on using the red. Okay, it's a practice one. I did use all good. So this bucket is all about the background color, and this is about the font color. The content which I have written there, that particular color. Or that is, they are even told change the color of your text. So font is also done. Let's go to the alignment. Okay, what about the alignment? Wait 1 minute, I'll make it all black. Okay, I'll make it a bit, if I have to talk about these two, I have to show you, means I'll make the columns and your row width a bit, I'll just change them. Okay, we'll come to the format. Column width is this space. Okay, each of this column, how much width it is. It is having that 8.11. I'll make it a bit bigger, maybe 15. Okay, what about row height? There is something called row height also. I'll come to the same format. You have got a row height. You can very well make out this height. So I'll select the row height. It's your 15. Row height 15 and column width 15 are not the same, because as of now my row height is 15.6 and my column width is also 15. Just a 0.6 difference, but the treatment is different. It's not going to be the same. Okay, so we are done with it. Now I'll show you these. This, I mean, the first three is is your vertical alignment. The bottom three is your horizontal. Okay, it's the first one is your top. That's why you're seeing the value onto the top. This is onto the middle, or what's the name? Maybe center, I guess. The middle only, correct, only middle. That's your bottom. That's your vertical part, vertical alignment. Comes your horizontal. This is your left alignment, center, and your right. Okay. Say I not really having any sort of really alignment. Okay, I'm not really doing that. Have you, okay, maybe you people have not noticed, maybe it's too early to ask, but then I'll just mention you all. Your text values are always left aligned. That's your default. Okay, and don't try to modify that. Yeah, it's not that you cannot make it your center alignment and all. I'm not saying that you cannot go for a right and all. It's not that you shouldn't do. But in general, your text values are left aligned and your numerical values are right aligned. Okay. Maybe it's not that hard and fast that you are supposed to do it only. Yes, I did mention don't try to change it, but it's okay. Even if you change, that's fine. Many of the times I might have to make the look of the report look, I mean, nicer. I might have to align them, maybe my vertical or my horizontal. I might need to do that. So, but in general, the default alignment I was talking about, your text is left and your numerical is your right. Okay. Now, what about this for these two done? What about this? This is an angle. I wouldn't want to do this. Obviously, because I have to tilt my head to really see what it is. Extra artwork. Needless, but extra some artwork. Okay. Unnecessary. But yes, you have the options. It's enough that you know the options. That's more than enough. Okay. So that's your all angle about. Then basically the orientation you can really make out. It's your orientation. And two more are there to the bottom. It's your indentation. Now, what is this indentation? Is nothing but the space from this cell border to your actual value. Okay, I might increase the space or I can decrease the space. That is, I can increase the indentation, I can decrease. It's very much written over here. You just, now good part about Excel is just the moment you hover over any of the icons, it is going to pop up as to what that icon is all about. Now here it says decrease the indent. Wait, let me just get rid of that. See here, now it will come. This is your increase. It's going to the right. Going to the right means I'm increasing this space, the value that and the border, that space, I am increasing it. That's what is an increase indent. And it's also written here, move your content farther away from the cell border. And what about here? I am bringing it closer. Okay, that's what is all about the indentation. It's these values are something like predefined. This is some small changes, some customization that we are really applying. This is like step by step increasing indentation. And this is something like already done, left, right, center. It's already done. You could use any of these options to work upon. Okay, so first part of the alignment done. What is this second one? Wrap text and your merge and center. Okay, say suppose, okay, I'll come to this first sheet. Now, A1 cell, I have written this particular sentence. Okay, I am able to see, like view wise, I am realizing that this particular sentence is starting at A1 cell and it is kind of ending in M1. Am I right? Yes, ma'am. But that's not the case. That's not the case. It's just that for display, like for my when I'm viewing it, I feel so. But that's not the case.
Once more, madam.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Once more, madam. Once more, madam.
Oh, that question. Okay. When I'm seeing what is it that I have done here is in A1 cell, I have written some sentence, right? It looks as though the sentence has started from A1 and it is ending in A1. Is that so, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
But that is not the case. Why I'm saying is the moment I go to the next cell, next adjacent cell, which is B1, I'm in B1 cell, there is no value at all. Ideally, it's there in A1 cell, but just that while I'm seeing it, it's over, like it has got extended until M1. I may do some small changes, like I might apply this wrap text so that all of the text, the whole of the text will be now available in A1 only, like it is actually in A1, but even by view wise also I will see all the text in A1. Okay, I won't talk more, just see to it. This is what wrap text does. It's if you want to remember wrap text, now one easiest way I'll tell you, because that's the way I remember. We all love street food, right? Especially the rolls and all. It could be paneer roll, veg roll, egg roll, or maybe Frankie's and all. What they do is they wrap all the stuffing within that bread, right? Or the flat bread or roti or chapati. They do it, right? So wrap text is something like that only. This content is like your stuffing. It gets wrapped up in a single cell. Wrap extra long text into multiple lines so that you can see. It says multiple lines, but actually not. It's what it is doing. You are long text is there. View wise, I'm seeing something, it's going to some other cell. But what I'm doing, I'm wrapping that entire long sentence or the entire sentence or text into one cell. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just a moment, guys. Today is 19th or 20th?
19, ma'am.
19, ma'am.
And 19, madam.
19, right? Or 20th?
19, madam. 19, madam.
90. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that's your wrap text. It's like again switch on and off button. If I remove it, back. Okay, what is this merge and center? Let's see. Say suppose I'll do one thing. That's okay, not a problem. I want to insert a row over here. That's the easiest way. Like I selected the entire first row, right click. If I go for insert, it's going to insert a row over here. I'll go for 2 to 3 rows insertion. Okay. 2 rows at one go means like this. Okay. Now I want to add a heading to this particular one. Say I start at A3. I'm just saying sales data for some XYZ company. Now I am seeing that, I could do one thing over here. First, let me increase the font. Maybe I'll make it bolder. And I want to really put this particular heading or header over this entire way. How I'm going to do means I'll just tell you. I'll show you, you will automatically understand. My text is written in A3. Are we connected? Did you see the portion when I typed it here or you missed it out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm going to do is this merge and center is what I'm going to discuss. I have written the header in my A3 cell. I have selected the cells from A3 to F3. like 6 cells across the row I have selected. I'll go for merge and center. What is merge and center going to do? The 6 cells which I have selected from A3 to F3, it have merged the 6 cells into one. And then at the center, that's the merge part, and center. That center, what it does is just places my text in the middle. The alignment is center here. Okay. This is generally used for the headers and all. It's very much helpful for us. I can unmerge it. It'll come back. Now, this is not, you have two more options, but then see, I'll just show you now. On an empty cell also, I can merge. Okay, this is a plain merge. Now, maybe if I start writing, okay, here, okay, let me just start writing something. It's by default in a merge and center. I'll come here, maybe not select this, I'll just unselect. So it comes to my first cell, but then it has not merged. See, this is a plain merge with or without text is just going to be the same. I could unmerge it also. Okay, what about merge across? It's not much of a difference between merge cells and merge across. Just that same thing. Although there are two options really given, but they are quite the same only. Okay, even the explanation also, I feel the same only. See, merge the selected cells into one and merge selected cells into one large cell in the same. Okay, if you really want to, there's a small cycle gap. Maybe how I'll tell you. 1 minute. Okay, now when I select these four, I really come across this one, or let me say merge across. It's here in the same row. I could use the same thing for the merge cells also. Both of the options across the row is the same. But if at all by chance anytime I want to kind of merge the cells across a column, I could use this. The icon really says me, the icon, what icon is really written over there, and the explanation as well as the icon, it really tells me that only, no other thing. But as in no difference, much difference really not there. You could use it. Frank, in real time, you will use more of this merge and center for writing your headings, or maybe some documentation, some notes you want to write, something like to be noted or something you might give at the bottom of your report. Na? All those portions only you will come for this merge and center or merge cells and all, as otherwise not much of a use. Maybe okay, few of the cells just to make things look good at a documentation level, you're going to use this. Even the wrap text is also for that same purpose. No other really use of it. Okay. Can you now answer a question? What's the difference that you people understand by, I mean, what's the difference between this wrap text and merge and center? What is the difference that you feel? Yes. Anyone, give it a try. Whatever you have understood, let me know. And don't worry, if it's wrong, that's fine. Give it an attempt. Yes, no? Yes.
Ma'am,
Tell me. I'm waiting.
wrap text keeps the text inside one cell and merge cells join. cell into
Correct.
one single cell. Is that correct?
Correct, ma'am. Correct. Okay. So the alignment ribbon is also done. Okay, how much minutes I have? Got 10 more minutes. In that case, I'll just talk about the number formatting. Okay. Let's see what it is. Anyone has got any questions before I move on? All good? Oh, acha. Somebody has
Yes, ma'am.
written.
Yes, ma'am.
Kripa Hari, did I answer your question, ma? Like merge across? Acha, okay. I didn't answer your question, ma'am. Like when to use merge across? I told you, na, like it's a small cycle gap. See the what to say? See the explanation, ma, here. Merge across is merge selected cells in the same row into one large cell, and here they haven't specifically mentioned like it's the same row. I could use the same thing across a row as well as I could use it across a column, ma. To merge the cells across one column, I could use it. Although there is not really much difference between the two, very cyclical, a very pin difference between the two. Kripahari, okay, ma? Can you hear me, ma? Okay. Yeah, what you two have written is also right. Like you did answer my question, huh? So both are right. Okay, now coming to the number formatting, like basically data types. Earlier also I mentioned any BI tool, not only for Excel. Okay, here we are concentrating on Excel. So let me say with Excel now. You will have basic three data types: text, number, and date. So when you come here, the first two columns here, the salesperson or the salesman and the cloth item, both are text. So when I select here, you can see text. Don't worry, it says all Anna, doesn't matter. But actually, when it says text over here, right? Even for the cloth item, very much understood, it's a text value. Salesperson name has to be a text. Like my name, Maithili, it has to be a text value. It is a text value. Same way, the cloth item which was being sold, that's also a text value. Okay, text value doesn't have any variation, only one. You can see very much over here. Only one, there is no variation for it. But what about date? Date, regarding date, you all need to understand one important point and you need to remember that also. How we perceive dates like DD, MM, and YY, Excel doesn't perceive or doesn't understand dates in that manner or in that particular format. Whenever, okay, I might input the date in the way like DD, MM, YY format in the Excel sheet. Excel in the background, it will always convert the date into a serial number format. Every other date will have its own unique serial number. It will even do the calculations in your serial number only. And once the calculation are done, the result will be returned back. It will like there are a few functions in Excel where the result is also in a serial number. Okay. It will return in a normal date format also, and few of them will have a serial number. Few functions they return in a serial number also. Now, if at all I want to know what is the serial number of a specific date, any date for that matter, like here I am seeing in C2, the date is 1st of August 2024, and the what to say, your data type shows me as date. This is the serial number. Discard the two decimal places. This whole number is the serial number for that particular date, which is 1st of August 2024. Okay, again mentioning every other date will have its own unique serial number. Now, every often if at all, okay, you may require, like if your function that you're really applying onto the dates, if it's returning back, it will return back. You will come across date functions where we are going for the date functions. You will see there are 2 to 3 functions which return the dates, the result in your serial number. So if at all it's a serial number means, just come over here, select the short date, it will be back to the normal. The format that we all are accustomed to really see. Okay. So again, from normal date DDMMYY to number, like serial number means that's the way you just select you just come to this menu, select your number over here, but then decimal point where serial numbers are all whole numbers. Just discard the 2 decimal places, that's your serial number. Now to convert the serial number back to date, come here and select short date. This conversion is fine. Date to serial number and serial number to date. Excel never understands dates in your DDMMYY. It always understands dates in your serial numbers only. You'll remember this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what about this date itself? You are seeing 2 options over here. One is a short date and there's a long date. Only difference between short date and long date you can very well make out. In short date, the month part is in a number format like 08. In long date, instead of month number, it will be month name. But then, yeah, so only 2 formats, let me say 2 variations of a date. That's it. Same date, I could display either in a short date, like all numbers, or I could display it in a long date format where the month part is in the name. This conversion from short date to long date, no? It's this only. Just select the entire column, come here, pick up your long date. Now, long date is helpful in few areas. Some input data, like say suppose the data that you have been asked to work upon in real time, if it have got say suppose some thousands of data, maybe some 1 lakh records are there, and it is, I mean, in those cases when we are given a very big chunk of data to work on and it has got a date column as well, it is highly possible that the date format of that whole column, it need not be the correct. Like every other date value need not follow the same format. Like few of them will be in DDMM, some of will be in our MMDD. All mixture you might really get that. Your job as a data analyst will be to clean up that data. Okay. And best way to really understand whether the date column is all okay or not. Like some, if maybe it's not that every time it's going to be in a dirty format, it could be in a proper clean format also. No? How could I really verify that it's in a clean format? Just change that short date to a long date. If you are able to see the long date in the format that I'm seeing now in a proper format, then everything is all good. There is no dirty data in your input one. Okay, no dirty data. But when you are doing this conversion from a short to long date, you are seeing all random values here and there. Then you have to understand that it's a dirty data. One more thing is also there. One more thing, as in, if say suppose that's what, like it's very much inclusive of what I told. Like if few of them in DDMM and in some of them are your MMDD, at that time this random, when I'm trying to convert it to from a short date to a long date, you are definitely to encounter some mismatches, and you can really see the values in front of you and understand, okay, there is some mismatch. I am supposed to convert it all to a proper format. Okay, if you want, I can show you how you could do that. 1 minute. Now, I'll come to the data tab. There's something called text to columns. Text to columns in general is to be used for splitting up your data, a single column to multiple columns. Okay, two options are there. Don't worry, we have sessions for that. I'll explain you in detail. But as I'm just going for, there are 3 steps. First one, it's the like the splitting up format, or 2 varieties are there. Now just go for the first one itself. Next, now in here delimiters also nothing but tab has come up with tab. Rest all are there of course, but tab is nothing but new line. Go ahead, don't change anything. But in here, if at all you feel your dates are not good, it's all in a kind of a dirty format, like few of them in MMDD and few of them in DDMM. This third step over here, come here and select the date. Here it shows as DMY. It's better that I choose MDY, and no, don't change any other thing and just go in for finish. Now what this does is, okay, what it has done is it has placed the month part as the first option, like month part, then day part, and then your Y. If you convert it to a long date now, this is how you're seeing it. No problem. But then by using this text to column, what's the benefit is you are kind of bringing entire date column, all the values of the date column into the same format. You want them, all of them, to follow either DDMMYY. Okay, I could have chosen the DMY also, not a problem. But if you go for that MDY, many of the times that's more appropriate. But then here it has gone for a toss. It has kind of understood in a wrong manner. Anyway, I could go back. See, at times when the data is right, I try to do some circus. It will not give proper value to me. That also happens. Yeah, now it's fine. Okay. So just gave you a tip. If at all you're seeing some dirty, you could try to change it. Okay. So long date, short date, that's the one. And do you want me to talk about the rest, or maybe tomorrow? What is the case?